Night Brothers Intermittent Fashion Show. Q, help us out tonight. Help us out tonight.
Sir, yes, sir. We are on the air. Sorry, folks, we had a late
Hey,
What you doing
gotta get
today,
this started. They ain't on yet. I don't know why you can't get it. We're going to YouTube.
I'm a new Night
man?
Brothers
How's
host.
everybody doing? Remember that you're live.
Welcome to tonight's
In the
show where we
background, please
discuss
remember that
healthy
you're
ways
live.
to improve your lives. We have a super dope show lined up for you tonight and hope you enjoy our content. We know you are a loyal viewer and want to see the show grow. So I ask that you do me a quick favor and subscribe to KBS YouTube channel shown on the screen. Also scan the QR code on the screen where you can make a donation of any amount to support us. And oh yeah, thanks to the best audience on the internet.
Peace and love.
All right, brothers. All right.
We are ready.
All right. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening tonight, brothers?
All right, how's everybody doing tonight?
Everybody's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Command Sergeant Major, how you doing over there, brother?
I'm hanging on in there, slow and steady, still recovering, but I'm
Good,
getting
good,
there.
man.
Yo,
good.
that's
You
the
on-
mission right here.
Slow down.
Recovery.
Brother Brown, how you doing there, brother?
Man, I'm doing great, man. God is good. Can't complain.
All the time,
Glad
all
to
the
hear that
time.
as well. Glad to hear that as well.
How you feeling, Brother Knight?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Glad to see my little brothers making on the road and safe and sound and all that kind of good stuff. And we're gonna move it forward, keep it moving. Things are gonna be a slightly different tonight, but nevertheless, we're gonna make it through this, as we always do.
All the time, brother. You know what I'm saying? Even on the road, we're gonna get it done and keep
Yes,
it
sir.
moving. Keep it moving and keep it flowing. So thank God that we can make it here tonight, y'all. Man, it's good to see
All
everybody.
right. And my boy Kenny Adams is about to join us right now. He just said he's about to come on in. So Lenny, bring him on in if you would.
He coming.
There he is. There he is. Hey, in the building. In the building.
Whoa! What's good, my brother?
Peace and
All right.
love.
All
What's
right.
up?
You got to say peace and love to Miss Collins in the building.
Kyle, how you doing, my brother? How are you, man?
Margaret Nick
How's
in the
everything?
building. What's good?
My man's 100 grand.
Word up. Shoot, we trying to buy some crypto with that too for sure. Yes, man.
Emma, how you doing, Emma? Welcome to the
Hey,
show.
peace and love, y'all, man. You know what we're here for. You know why you here? Because you sexy. And you know what it is? It's about elevation constantly. You know, that's why we are here to make everything better because healthy is the new sexy. That's why you're here at the Night Brother Show so we can get our flow on. So you can do better, be better, and look better, feel better, live better. Definitely. So the brothers here are going to show and prove. And anything you have to say, please type it in the chat. You know what to do. And we're going to put it right on the stage, just like Pamela Smith, saying peace and love to everybody. And we want to welcome
Peace and love.
my big brother back, Roger
Yo,
Parker.
what's up?
How you
Man,
doing,
I appreciate you, brother. Glad you back, man. And just so thankful, man, for your continued recovery, man. And I'm always praying for you. We always praying for you. Everybody throw the ones up for my main man. Peace and love, y'all.
It's that time again. Yes, it's time for Aquavian to open the Night Brothers Bar and bring you a great menu of tasty libations and show topics. So go ahead, Aquavian Knight, Mr. Bartender, Mr. Fast Master himself, and tell everyone what's on tap tonight.
What's going on, beautiful? Listen, we got a couple of tasty beverages again tonight, as we always do, because our bartender always does it up right. No question about it. And so the first tasty beverage tonight, and this beverage is going to quench your thirst, no question about it. We're going to delve into something that's near and dear to us, and with one of our own. We're going to have a special interview with one of our own, none other than CSM, Command Sergeant Major Roger Parker Jr., as we do this salute to our service academy. And along with Command Sergeant Major Parker, we have Corporal Brown is going to be with us as well. And we're going to dive into this. And guys, we want you to enjoy this as we salute our wonderful service members who've been so loyal to this country and to each and every one of us. So let's give them the respect they deserve. And then in beverage number 2, we're going to try to sneak in our NFL updates too. We haven't done this for a couple of weeks. Not a good week for me to do it, coming off a terrible loss, but nevertheless, we're going to do that as well. So back to you, Lenny.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, brother. Peace and love, y'all, man. It's Tuesday. Time to choose a better day. And here we go. Shoot, we got the service salute. Let them know.
So tonight, look, can y'all hear me? Y'all drop a 1 in the chat group if you can hear me. We on the road. We on the road out here live tonight. We got a salute to service tonight, and we just definitely want to shout out some folks that they're doing it big in the industry. I mean, in the industry, it's definitely an industry. Everything doing it big up in the community of in the military has served for a while and kind of helped everybody out to preserve their freedom and their liberty to be able to do some things. So we have no other than Reno Brown, y'all see on the screen, and come on, give a shout out. Y'all can drop a 1 and say welcome Reno,
Corporal Brown.
Yes. Also, we have we're gonna shout out Kenny Adams, who's also served in the military.
Hey, baby.
What's up, Kenny?
And then last but certainly not least, definitely not the least, Command Sergeant Major, one of the highest rankings that you could get serving in the military, our own Command Sergeant Major Roger L. Parker Jr. So y'all shout out in the chat group to our 3 brothers. Drop a 1 in there, say something to them.
Be here.
Salute.
We gonna move Command Sergeant Major up to the general over here. That's what we just gonna call him from here on out, the general. That's it.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Oh no, that's a demotion for me calling me a general.
5-star general.
Yeah, I earned my.
I heard that.
That's only during wartime.
Oh.
Yeah, I earned my strike.
I heard
Tell
that.
him, Kenny, he earned our strike.
That's right. The enlisted man runs the company.
That's right.
I heard that.
He works for a living.
That's right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Oh yes.
So we're gonna run this video that talks about a little bit about Hey Kyron Snooden, Sophie, Mimi, Lee, Carla Owens, and Vonda, and as well as many others. We're gonna run this short video that talks a little bit about what Veteran Days is all about, and then we're gonna go from there. And on the other side, we're gonna come back and break it down. Roger, they love you, brother. They welcome you back.
I appreciate that, man.
You probably know that every year on November 11th, Americans celebrate Veterans Day to honor the millions of men and women who have served or are serving in the nation's armed forces. But bet you didn't know the whole story behind the holiday. For starters, it wasn't originally called Veterans Day, but Armistice Day, to commemorate the truce signed between the Allies and Germany in World War I on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. The first Armistice Day in the U.S. was celebrated on November 11th, 1919. All business was suspended for 2 minutes starting at 11 a.m., and parades and public gatherings were held to commemorate the occasion. Later, America also began honoring its unknown soldiers on Armistice Day, a tradition that continues today. At 11 a.m. every Veterans Day, a color guard ceremony represents all branches of the military at the Tomb of the Unknowns in Arlington National Cemetery. In 1954, the name was changed to Veterans Day, following a national campaign to have the day honor all veterans, not just those who served in World War I. And did you know, for 7 years, Veterans Day was actually celebrated in October? In 1968, Congress moved Veterans Day to the 4th Monday in October, so that government employees could enjoy a long weekend. But in 1975, President Gerald Ford returned Veterans Day to November 11th due to the historical significance, and that's where it sits on the calendar today. And do you know the difference between Memorial Day and Veterans Day? Both of them honor those men and women who have served in the military, but Memorial Day honors America's war dead, while Veterans Day honors all American veterans, living and dead. The U.S. Census Bureau estimates that there are currently over 21 million living military veterans in the United States. More than 16 million of these served during times of war, while 5.5 million served during peacetime only. So this Veterans Day, don't forget to say thanks to some of the millions of men and women who have served our country.
All right, shout out.
Thank
shout
you,
out,
thank you,
shout
thank
out.
you. Thank you in the
Service. Thank you.
throw a
Man, I
thank you
learned
in there
some
for
things. Yeah, I learned some
the
things.
veterans.
I'm going to get on.
So hopefully you learned a little bit about Veterans Day. I know I did when I was doing some research.
Yes, I did.
I didn't know some of the things that had existed with Veterans Day, but we live and learn. So, Roger, we want to start off with you. Arden, why don't you ask the first question?
Well, actually, Kenny, actually.
Yeah, Kenny.
Command Sergeant Major, my brother, welcome back. Glad you're feeling well. What
Thanks,
prompted
man.
you to enlist in the military, and how did you know this is what you wanted to do? And I think I know the answer, but give it to me.
Well, you know, I didn't have nothing going on in Annapolis. I did have a good job. I was working at Naval Academy, but it was just time for me to leave. And, you know, I was dabbling back and forth with Anne Arundel Community College, you know, I ended up getting a couple of degrees there. But I wanted something else.
Mm-hmm.
And this was happening. I was actually supposed to go in the Air Force.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go to the Navy.
I you supposed to go Navy. I took the test for the Air Force, right?
Yeah.
Passed. But you remember out there in parole where drug fair was, the recruiting officers had that one hall. All of them was on that one hall. What I didn't know back then, they passed your scores to all four branches. I didn't know that. So the Air Force guy told me to meet him at 1 o'clock. So I got there at like 12:45. 1 o'clock, dude ain't there. 1:15, dude ain't there. I'm sitting in the hallway, and the Army guy came out there, and he knew the guy's name. I don't remember the guy's name. He said, yeah, he won't be back. He went to Baltimore for something. I said, so why did he tell me to be here at 1 o'clock? I said, now I'm pissed. The Army guy said, well, why don't you come here and see what we got? He messed around and showed me that video of them guys jumping out airplanes. I said, that's what I want to do. I'm
So
out.
you in? Wow.
I'm out. I said, what you got to do that? He said, I got your scores right here. You can do anything you want in the Army.
Right.
My GT score, I know you and Reno know that. My GT score is 128. You know, the max is 130.
Right.
So-
right.
What's
right.
GT mean?
Yeah, general technical. And he was like, what you want to do? He said, this book, he showed me that book with all them jobs. He said, you qualify to do any one of these that you want. And I said, well, what I got to do to jump out the airplanes?
That ain't.
He said,
You could have had a lower score.
no, you gotta go infantry. And I said airborne, got it. And that's when I went to CSC 1st and 325 in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, 82nd Airborne Division.
Wow.
People don't know the
that's
test
how-
he's talking about is the ASVAB, Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery Test. And I took this test, for the Navy. What changed my mind was the fact that I was going to wake up and look off the deck of the ship and don't see nothing but water.
For 6 months,
I
9 months.
thought that.
Command Sergeant Major, as we move forward, talk about your experience in indoctrination into basic training and the rigors of boot camp. And if you participated, what was it like? Your experience like doing live combat during your time? Could you break down both of those? Just take them one at a time.
Basic training was a lot different back then. Remember, I went in 79. And those guys were all Vietnam vets. So Reno know, and because he went in 64. And the training was way more rougher than what it is now. And I mean, them guys could put hands on you, get your attention, and that's what they call it. They grab your uniform and your equipment and say they're adjusting your uniform, but what they're actually doing is taking the shit out your ass because they're tired of telling you the same thing over and over again. You know, and so I got shook a couple of times, And it took a couple times to get me right because I still had that Napa's attitude. One of my issues was bopping in formation. Reno and Kenny, you know about that. Drill sergeant pulled me to the side. Get your ghost smelling ass over there and do some push-ups. I couldn't get that bop out my walk. You can't walk like that in formation. You can't be bopping up
You're on the block.
You got to be online and dress right dress. And so that took a little bit of getting used to. And once I got, because I had to learn to walk heel to toe instead of walking on my toes. Once I got that, and it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was just like a big physical thing. We did a lot of walking. I did it at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, D41 tanker in the old World War II barracks. Me, you ain't got no heat. And as far as the combat thing goes, you know, I didn't really, where I was, we didn't see it as much as others. But
Thank you.
It was rough. You know, a lot of people didn't come back.
I heard that.
Man, Sergeant Major, tell us about your greatest challenge and some of your most treasured memories during your time in the service.
My greatest challenge was learning to keep my hands to myself. Because don't no punks come from Annapolis. And so if you say the wrong thing to me, you got to prove to me that you could do that. So, you know, just like most of us, we athletes, I went in there, I was playing post basketball and all that other stuff. And so we was at Fort Hood. We just got finished waxing them. So we sitting in the mess hall. We sitting in the mess hall eating. This dude had an attitude. And yeah, I was talking junk to him in the game. That's how we grew up around here.
That's it.
You know, I was talking junk to him, but he came in the mess hall, and you know, we were sitting in the group. He came up to the table. He called me. I was E5 at the time, Sergeant. And he goes, you know, you was talking a lot of junk on the court. I said, yo, man, that's just part of the game. And so they had some gravy and some mashed potatoes. You know, I slammed it all up because I'm hungry. And dude slammed his hand on the table, and the gravy popped in my eye. And so when he did that, I came across that table with that tray. I went, oh boy. So, you know, we get back to Fort Bragg, you know, I'm standing in front of my sergeant major. And I'm telling you, the Army Reserve, he said, what happened, Sergeant Parker? I told him what happened. He said, fuck all that. Did you win? I said, I won, Sergeant Major. He said, don't put your hands on nobody else. Take your ass back to the unit. I said, yeah, boy. You know, but they let Reno and Kenny could tell you, they kind of let the airborne guys slide because we was wild, and they knew we was wild. I mean, you don't have good sense. You're jumping out of airplane.
Yeah,
so,
you know,
a perfectly good airplane.
Perfectly good airplane.
A brand new airplane, most of them.
Yeah, you could have got an Article 15, right?
Yeah, I didn't get an Article 15 though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They let you slide.
They let me slide, and I walked out there, and my roommate, you know, at the time with his crazy buddy, he was from Philly. He was on the box team. I said, "Damn, you still a sergeant?" I thought I was gonna outrank you because he's a special.
Oh snap! You thought you was gonna go backwards.
Oh yeah.
Check
I say, nope, not today, buddy, roll. But that was my biggest issue.
So CSL.
The fondest memory I got was we was at, when I was a drill sergeant at Fort McClellan, Alabama. Private had a heart attack. She wasn't in my unit, but privates always run to the drill sergeant had. Private ran over to me, say she not breathing. I went over there, and me and my partner Brown, who was from Baltimore, you know, he got killed in Iraq. Me and my partner Brown went over there and performed, and she wasn't breathing. So we gave her mouth to mouth and resuscitated her, brought her breathing back, and I get a card every Christmas from that girl to date.
I would imagine.
And that's been over 30-some years.
Wow.
You know, and that felt good. And then, you know, they gave us the award for that. I got it over there and stuff.
That's beautiful. So check it. I didn't feel
that we should have got anything. I thought we was just going out dry. But General Smith told me, no, you're going to accept this.
Yeah, you should.
Like, you know.
You should. That's important. I mean, like, realistically, what we're here for. But in what ways did your time in the service impact the rest of your life over these years up to the day? How did that impact you?
Yeah, physical fitness part was really great. You know, because we did PT every morning. We ran every morning, and you know, when Reno came in, he was like, me. It might have changed when Kenny and Kane would change but when I first came in, PT was from 0600 730. Remember that, Reno?
Yes.
Yeah.
Before,
Then they changed it from
before
600.
child. Yeah, before you go to the mess hall.
There you
Early in the
go.
morning, you have to run.
Yeah. And so that stayed with me. And so I used that to when I was doing my business and training people to pull security at the Pentagon. And it just gave me a lot of skills. I end up with a TS with the SBI and all this other stuff.
Now, you're saying acronyms, but I need to know what those acronyms are, because TS and all that. If you can explain that without killing me.
That I can't talk about. But anyway, I can't talk about that because I was at the Pentagon. So had the opportunity to work with Colin Powell. Used to brief President Bush every last Friday of the month. I mean, it was just great. It was just great. I mean, I was like, how many people, my dad had said, God, when he rested in peace, he was like, how many people left Annapolis and was briefing the president once a month?
How about that?
How about just me?
How about
That
you,
is
Reno?
incredible.
Hold on. Well, look, man, audience, do me a favor right now. If y'all could give it up for Command Sergeant Major. First of all, we just happy as heck that you're back, brother. We're glad that you're well. And just for his service as well and everything who Roger is and what Roger's about, y'all drop a 1 in the chat group or just say thank you, Roger. Yes, thank you, Command Sergeant Major. And then I think Kenny is up, Reno is up next, and we're going to ask you some of the same questions, my brother.
Okay, we got Reno. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
There he is.
Reno Brown.
Downtown Reno Brown.
Reno still look like a kid. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a serious dude right there.
Yeah, looking good. Player.
Slick.
Smooth as silk and still smooth.
All right, well, look. Up next is Reno.
Up next is Reno Brown. And we're going to move it along. Everybody throw a 1 up for Reno, man. Thank you very much for your service, brother. We definitely appreciate your presence.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate your time here, too, with us.
Thank you for your service, cuz.
Yes, sir.
Also to you, cuz.
Yeah. Reno, what prompted you to enlist in the military?
What prompted you to enlist in the military? And how did you know this is what you wanted to do? If you just break that down for me, brother.
Well, you know how it is. My father said you got to go somewhere. You got to work. You have to go, but you're not going to stay in that bed. And like Roger was saying, I was down Navy cabin for 700 hours. And then when I, like me and Eddie Dorsey, we enlisted for 2 years and 2 years active and 4 years inactive, which means is the 4 years it be reserved.
Yes.
And we went in buddy plan. Ain't no safe thing, buddy plan. The buddy plan is you go into basic training together. And after that, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
No guarantee.
The first week I was in there, right? You get all your gears and stuff, all that, right? And then they take you off the bus. You walk over there to where the unit at. Get down, Megas. Come on, run. It was like a high. What did I get myself into? And like I say, what made me go into service, because if you do 20 years, I did it 2 years first to find out if I wanted to stay in.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. If you don't want to stay in, do the reserve. But you still can go back in.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And now, if your kids, if y'all listening to me, if your kid out there not going to college, right? If they go into service, they're 18 years old. Just remind yourself, they're 18 when they come out of school, right? If they go into service 20 years, that's 38, right? That's 38 years old, right?
Yes.
And you will have a pension and some benefits. You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. Right, Command Sergeant Major?
Absolutely.
You can't beat that. You
Can
know.
can you
and
talk
like
about-
I say, those drill sergeants, you better not mess around, but they will beat you up.
well, while you on that drill sergeant piece, talk to us about your experience.
I ran from them.
Well, talk to us about that experience and the indoctrination of basic training and the rigors of boot camp, and if you participated and what it was like to experience live combat during your time.
Well, I didn't go in live combat. Thank you, Lord.
Thank God.
And what like I said, I only had 2 years, and I was in combat engineer. And since I only had 2 years, I was in Fort Leonard. I went back to Fort Leonard Wood in 327 Infantry. And you go to Weldon Center, and what they do is they want you to go air assault school.
Okay.
Which means that you jump out there.
Jumping out them planes.
No, helicopter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you jump out the helicopter on the rope and you glide down.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, you glide down, and just like Command Sergeant Major, and we had a whole lot of Vietnam veterans in the 327 Infantry, And I said, Lord, what I got myself, you played on war games against one another. And if you get caught, you be prisoner of war.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you be prisoner. You play it,
I remember that.
Like it was a good experience to me. I'm glad because when I first got out, right, I didn't want to go back in until I saw Pickett and all them. Man, come on to the reserve. Reserve what? Man, I ain't joining y'all those fools over there. They kept on messing with me, so I joined the reserve. And I thank them for that because I did 21 years.
Oh
wow. Oh man.
And the only thing I like, if you go in the reserve, if you got a good job, this is what I like about it. You got a good job, you get paid for the federal government or what government job that you have. You get that pay and plus the military pay.
Oh shit!
Wow, that's the benefit.
Yeah, you can't beat that. So they do got good benefits, And then I don't know, Command Sergeant Major, do they still have this? Now, if you work for like Fort Meade or a fort or something or a military base, right? You can get a job with them with the reserve. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
So
like one of my friends, he work at NSA, so he get all that money from NSA, and he getting that paycheck. He got wounded in Iraq. He 100% disabled. I mean, this guy I ain't trying to put his business out there, but after taxes, it's $75 a month coming in his house. And he retired CSM. That's just on him. His wife retired at W4. So together they got like 15.5 coming in the house with no job.
Yo, Kenny,
right.
Let us ask you that next one.
Reno, tell us about your greatest challenge and some of your most treasured memories during your time in the service.
Well, I like when I go on annual training each year because they give you 15 days a year, and some of them, since I've been in it 20 years, it adds up, and sometimes I go twice a year. You know what I mean? To different. I want to go overseas, but I've never been overseas. You know what I mean? In the military. But I wanted to go overseas, but I'm a stateside person, And that's what I like, my greatest challenge, meeting different people. And I guess the people love me so much. I was just like an E2 or E3, right? I hang around with E5s and E6s and E7s, man. I guess because how I carry myself.
Mosquito wings.
You know what I mean?
They don't know what that means, Reno. They don't know what E2
Yeah, break that. I'm just saying, I know what an E2, E3, but break that down for the audience, for those that might not know what that
well, even enlisted 1, enlisted 2, you know what I mean? Enlisted 1 is PV1, E2 is a private 2, and E3 is a private first class, and E4 can be a corporal or E4, He mean enlisted.
Okay. Definitely. Well, in what ways did you serve in what ways did your time of service impact the rest of your life over these years?
Better man.
Really?
Yeah, being a better man and find myself, you know what I mean, like discipline, man.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Discipline of working, you know what I mean? And learn how to work with others too.
Did it change your thinking and how you thought in what, how did it change your thinking as far as how you thought and processed stuff?
Well, put it this way, like I said, I'm from parole and, you know what I mean, my bad habits.
Yeah.
Look, and y'all know what I mean by bad habits.
Yes, sir.
Look, we're not gonna get into that though.
No.
You know what I mean? But I advise, if you're not, the kids are not there doing nothing, and when they come back home, they'll change. It will be a big change in your kid when they come back home.
Yes.
Because when I came back home, my mother, who was you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Emma asked, what year did they stop the draft?
That's before our time.
Oh yeah, that's before.
Way before our time.
Yeah, it's got to be it got to be between the 26s and the early 70s because I enlisted.
Yeah, I did too.
And that was in like 1970s. What? Ooh, that's a good question, man. But I think it's in the 60s, man. Late 60s, something like that. Yeah.
How old were? There's a picture of you in a uniform. I'm gonna see if I can get it back up on the screen. How old are you on this picture, man?
About 18, 19.
Wow, man.
No, 19. That probably was 19, but I just came out of high school, and let me see. This is 1974.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah, I stayed out of the year 1974. About 18, 19 years old.
Gotcha.
They stopped the draft in 1973.
73? Got you.
Oh, they stopped it. Oh, last year of school. Last year of high school. Yeah, okay.
January 1973, they stopped the draft.
Now we got K.
I want to back up for a minute.
Coming up here now. Kenny, you on the hot seat, baby.
Hold on, before we get to Kenny, Pamela had a really good question.
With the number?
If you possible, we can back up to Pam's question, Pamela Williams' question.
She asked what the number was after the E.
Yeah, she wanted to know what
did that stand for?
The number stand for after the.
That's your pay grade.
Oh, the one. The private. The private.
No, remember, private. Okay, here we go. Private is PVT. That's your rank. E is your pay grade. So E1 is that individual's pay grade. That's his pay grade.
Right.
My pay grade was E9. His pay grade, a private pay grade is E1 or E2 or E3. That's their pay grade, and that's what they use on the pay scale to pay you. You can go look at
E1, 2, 3.
Look at how long you've been in, and it would tell how much money you get. That's what that is, Pam. It's your pay grade.
Okay.
Hey, well, Kenny, now since we on you, brother, what prompted you to enlist in the military? And,
Same thing as pretty much Reno said and Command Sergeant Major said. I didn't have a lot going on. I wanted to do some other things. My father's retired military. I know Benny and E, you know what my father are. My brother. Your
father grew up on our street. His name was, we call him Red. Yeah, we call him Red.
He retired military. So I wanted to kind of, I guess, follow his footsteps. And it was something that I always wanted to do. Once I got in, I really wish I had stayed, but my grandfather had died at the time, and time for me to get out. And I just missed Desert Storm, but
oh wow!
I really wish I had stayed. Just like Reno said, the Command Sergeant made us a lot of benefits.
Even with Desert Storm coming up.
Oh yeah.
Because I know some people had an option to get out, but when that kicked in, they couldn't get out.
Right. I just missed all that.
Wow.
I literally just missed all that.
So Roger, I know you have a question for Kenny as well, Roger. Come on, break the question off for Roger, for Kenny.
Say what? You want me to ask the question?
Please.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was sitting up there enjoying the show. Kenny, they want you to talk about your experience, basic training, and rigors of boot camp.
Basic training, I think everybody, I think Reno kind of touched on this. Everybody's son or daughter that's not really doing nothing at this time, I think everybody should experience a boot camp, 8 weeks of boot camp, 8 weeks of AIT. AIT stands for Advanced Individual Training. That's your job. To put it in a nutshell, it's your job. But my experience with basic training was culture shock. I mean, when I went in, they could get up in your face and make you do what you do. Yes. Mm-hmm. One of my funniest memories in boot camp, and I know Command. As a matter of fact, I remember all my drill sergeants. Queen drill was Drill Sergeant Glenn, Drill Sergeant Richard, and Drill Sergeant Ogletree. We used to call him Tree Man. That's what they used to call each other. I'll never forget them. That's how much an impact they made on me. But one of my funniest and challenging times, gas chamber training. You know what that is. Good friend of mine, a guy from New York, his name was Kenny Andrews. We kind of cheated with the mask. You know how you're supposed to clear it, Command Sergeant Major? We kind of cheated.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Drill Sergeant Richard caught on to that. He made us go back around in there with no mask on. So we standing there holding our breath.
Kenny, could you
hold your breath for so long?
For the sake of
first breath and they take you always take you after breath.
Yeah.
Then when we came out, he said, Andrews, get over here. Matter of fact, low crawl over here. Now we throwing up. Now we got low crawl all over. But I think everybody should. That is definitely a good experience. Everybody should experience that.
Yeah, Adam, you remember the cigarette butts? Police car.
Yeah.
Look, it didn't even smoke. I didn't even smoke, and we had to pick up the butts.
Yeah, that's old school.
That used to piss me off, knowing because I didn't smoke.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What was you saying, Lenny?
About the gas mask. What type of training was that, and how did that work out? Is that something that you had to do periodically?
That was everybody went through. That's basic training. That's part of basic training. That was the section you had to do. To go through the gas.
We want you to explain to the whole thing, Kenny, chamber, what's going on.
And then how you had to secure your mask.
You had to put your mask on. Then you had to clear your mask. You breathe in and hold the two things right here. Command Sergeant Major, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you get that negative.
Yeah, you put your hand. What he's saying. You clear your mask. First thing you do, take a deep breath and put your hand over the cord, voice cord on the bottom, and that blows out. And then you put your hand on your side cheeks, your filter cheeks.
Yes.
And you breathe in, and that collapse the mask to your face, so no gas can get you.
Reno, I see you shaking your head, Reno. So you've had some experience with that as well, Reno.
Well, everybody.
That creates a seal.
I don't want to go back in there.
Arden had a question.
Basic training, everybody.
No, I was saying that process creates a seal, which is extremely important because if you have any leakages, that gas will have you spitting up like Kenny Adams was out there joint afterwards.
I don't know what we did. But he caught on to it. We had to go back in with no mask on at all.
That's shameful.
And we standing there holding our breath. He said, like, okay, you're gonna breathe eventually.
Exactly.
That first breath.
That's it.
So Kenny, share with us some of your greatest challenges and your greatest treasured memory during your time in the service. Things that stuck with you.
Well, of course, some of the greatest challenges is being away from home, in a new place, a new town, nobody knows you, a bunch of new people to readapt to. It's a whole totally different change of lifestyle. Just somebody up in your face yelling, telling you when you get up, go to eat. You gotta run 10 miles today, you gotta run 5 miles today, you run on your own, you run in a cluster formation, whatever you wanna do. One of the most treasured memories in the service was all the people that I met from all over in the places I went. That's something that'll always stick in the back of my mind. I can sit here for this whole rest of this hour and tell some stories of some people, but we don't obviously have time for that. But it was a very enlightening experience meeting people at 18, when I was 18, 19 years old, and starting to meet people from all over, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Cultures in the barracks, different little things that people do. It was really cool. It was really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Roger, I know Roger, you Command Sergeant Major, you could definitely identify with what Kenny was saying with some of the experiences you shared from just going all over the world. If you could just, I know
right.
But if you could just break down, because you had so many incredible experiences, Command Sergeant Major, if you could just tell us and share with us some of those experiences, much like Kenny was talking about, because I know it's fascinating to folks to hear about some of those experiences.
Well, you know, you travel all over. Oh, Reno, I just want you to know I'm air salt as well. I did both of them.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm a stack man. Where they stack on
I know that's right.
You got both over the world right here.
Yeah, but Reno and Kenny married, so I'm on sidestep a little bit. I'm not married, but the women. Oh my God!
I couldn't break that up.
That was totally. See, they can't talk. They married, but that was totally just the women alone. The just traveling all over the world, and like when we was in Hawaii, and then I was in Korea, and then I was in Japan, and then I went to Italy, and then we went to France. It was just crazy, and the way that those people treated you, as opposed to the way you was treated in the United States.
Yeah,
right.
They accepted you for who you are. They didn't care what your color was. Especially when I was in Holland, when I was doing that NATO assignment. I was in NATO, National Treaty Alliance Overseas. But I was in NATO.
German women love black men. That's all I'm gonna say.
They do. Them European women.
German women love black men.
When I went over there,
Hey, Kenny.
I was stationed at Armed Forces Center. And
Hey,
so
Kenny, I'm gonna get you out of trouble.
I go to NATO, and I'm the first NBC guy they ever had. I was the first NBC guy in the country. So I set the standard operating procedures up for the whole country. And but when we went downtown, these women were so bold. I took my brand new 1986 Cutlass Supreme over there. Had the Krieger rims on it and everything. So I'm riding around in an American car, and I come out and there's notes on the windshield with numbers. Yeah, because they call it the Central. They don't call it downtown. And you know that's American-made car because everybody else riding on BMW, Volvos, Porsches. All
Have either one of you been to Fort Sam Houston and San Antonio, Command Sergeant Major Reno?
Yeah.
Texas.
I've been to Fort Sam Houston.
You know what?
Eddie Dorsey went down there. He was down in Texas.
Yeah, Fort Sam Houston, Texas.
You know who trains there, right, Command Sergeant Major? The nurses.
Kenny.
Oh yeah.
Kenny, we want to throw you the last question of the night, Kenny, because y'all on here, you Reno and Roger reminiscing.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing
y'all
wrong
come
with
over
it.
to my house. I got pictures too, so whenever y'all want to see them, just let me know.
You got some pizza, Roger.
Hey, Kenny. So, in what ways did service impact the rest of your life? Over all these years, brother.
It did, just like Reno and Command Sergeant Major said. It's discipline, learning to do things you hate and do it like you love it. That's the true definition of discipline. And still to this day, I still cherish my time in the military. And like I just said, I wish I had stayed and retired. The situation at that time wasn't conducive to what I had going on. That's another story. But just the discipline, the camaraderie, being in the barracks, being out in the field, bivouac and all that. You know what I'm talking about, Command Sergeant. Bivouac is when you're out in the field.
Yeah.
Intense and whatever. But those are memories I still cherish to this day for the rest of my life.
Right. I know one thing I learned from them, right? You know what I learned from them?
What?
What you learned?
Just that one thing. Once you volunteer, right? Do not volunteer nothing no more once you get in there.
Only volunteer once, huh?
Get yourself into
Because you are a permanent volunteer.
Volunteer for.
Yep.
Oh my God. Roger, I see you laughing about that, Roger. I see you laughing about that as well.
Yeah, man, because I tell you, they right. Don't volunteer for nothing because it's just crazy. Now, see, I volunteered for drill sergeant school. And when I was in class, the instructors was clowning on me because everybody else had a S. That means you were selected. And he said, stand up, Sergeant Parker, and I stand up. He said, look at this. He said, this would an idiot look out like, because he's the only one that got a V on his paperwork. That means I volunteered. It's 30-some people in the class. Everybody else is selected. I volunteered.
Ever volunteer.
And who the hell would volunteer for this? This guy.
Hey, man, that sounds like a future Command Sergeant Major's attitude there.
That was a blessing by God. Some of the things I did, I probably should have been no more than
We could do a little show on just the stories, experiences, stuff that went on overseas and even stateside, it's a lot of S went on. It's a lot of shit went on.
Well, I want you to know we appreciate you guys, all you've done, man, in the military and your service, man, to this country, and for just being there for this country, man. Roger, yourself, Command Sergeant Major Kenny, and Corporal Brown. We want to know to how much we appreciate you, man. All of you gentlemen, and so all of us. And, you know, I saw where Armand checked in tonight too, and so many others.
Yes,
and we just thank you, man, for your service.
Right.
And the women too. Can you talk about the women who serve?
Yes.
And women, man.
Yes.
Shout out to my mom. She served. She was active in Air Force, and so definitely appreciate her service.
Yes.
Roberta
Singing on TV.
Roberta Clark and many others. Man, shout out to them all.
Yes, indeed. My boy Chris Ross, Charles Ross.
Yeah, they go in. My daughters Danielle and Shantae, you know, they serve. My sister-in-law Rochelle, they serve.
Please.
You know,
And audience, definitely shout out anybody that, you know, in your family, friends that, you know, their service and they served, and we just want to thank them, man. This show is about actually giving flowers to people while they are living right now. You know, my cousin GW, you know, he was a test pilot and test jet pilot, and he needed to train test pilots and jet pilots. You know, so many people that were the first to do certain things, man, and we just need to celebrate them. You know, indeed.
Don't forget Sleepy. Don't forget Sleepy now. Sleepy was in there too now. Sleepy was in the Army.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But
Definitely.
Command Sergeant Major, what you did was something very special, man. I want to commend you for it. And could you break down at your time, as we wind up the show, being a Command Sergeant Major, man, it's just a special honor, and we just want to give you your props for that, man. Could you just break down before we leave, just what that really means for folks, what it really meant.
And how many people can make it there?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you with me, I took the jobs that the other guys didn't want to take. Yeah. And when I first joined the military, all I did was play sports. I boxed, I played football. Remember, Fort Bragg had full contact. I played basketball. I traveled around the world. But then I got married and had a son. When my son was born, I said, okay, sports over with. I got to concentrate on my job to get promoted. And by the blessings of God, I went all the way up the rank. The Command Sergeant Major is the highest enlisted rank in the United States military.
Highest rank in NCO.
Yeah. And so 1% will ever make the rank of E9 because they have sergeant majors. And half of that, 0.5, will make the CSM, the Command Sergeant Major. The difference is the sergeant majors are in charge of SHOT, S3, S4, G3, and all that type of stuff. But the Command Sergeant Major is in charge of troops. The thing about being a Command Sergeant Major, wherever you go, you're in charge. Wherever you go, you're in charge.
Yes.
Go to another duty station, you're in charge. When you walk in the door, you're in charge. I had a general told me one, General Powell, he said, you know what? I was first on there. He said, you know what, first on? He said, when you walk in, everybody knows you in charge. You don't say nothing, it's just the way that you walk. But he said, you in my office now, so sit your black ass down.
But people really don't understand, Command Sergeant Major, the depth of your accomplishment. You talk about you bring presidents and all. There are people that go to OCS, you know what that is, Officer Candidate School, lieutenants and colonels and all that don't even get to see anybody. They look up to you. They come to you for information. They are officers. That's a lot. Congratulations.
Well, look, folks, Arden want to challenge y'all. Oh, go ahead, Reno, and then I'll let Arden go.
Yeah, on the rifle range, right? You could have the highest rank on the rifle range, and that person can have the lowest rank. That person in charge.
Right.
But he got to make sure everything is safety, you know what I mean, on that rifle range. Mm-hmm. And that lowest rank, whoever who's in charge, you got to listen to him. And also, I want to give a shout out to my comrades, 1085th Reserve Center. Y'all know where that at, right? Oh, by Bronate.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because my brother Keith was in that unit with you.
Yeah, Key was in there. Yeah, Key was in there with me. So I want to give a shout out to 1085th.
Thank both of y'all for y'all service, man.
Hey man, I want to thank
Thank
all
you.
of you guys for your service, and I think we all should salute you, man, for sure. So we appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
man. Thank you.
Glad I can serve.
We want to challenge. We want to challenge all the audience, all the brothers. Go put your hand up right now, brothers.
That's
We're
it.
gonna give a salute to service, everybody. To you, Roger, you can salute too, and we're gonna shout out to everybody, Kenny. And audience, we can't see y'all saluting, but we
Throw
want
it out
y'all,
there.
we just want y'all to type in the chat group salute, just like Kyra Snowden just did.
With the salute, Kyra on point like a compass.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. If y'all didn't notice it, I just want y'all to take a chance and look back, rewind that back, and see Command Sergeant Major salute. When his joint came up, it was like pow. It was popping, popping, baby. That's why he Command Sergeant Major, not because of the salute, because now everybody got to salute him. When you salute him, bang! Don't be pulling that up though, no soft salute. You know what I mean? Represent, baby. You still teaching right now. See, appreciate you, King.
Yeah, I'm gonna salute you, Command Sergeant Major, but I only know two from Annapolis, Maryland. You and a guy went to school with that William Brooks. You know him?
I think, was he from Parole?
Yeah.
I know his nephew.
William
His nephew retired from the Air Force with my cousin. That's when I met him.
Now I got big up
Yeah,
Charles.
Mhm.
Charles Ross. His what's his
Vanzo. You talking about Vanzo?
Yeah. I think he Command Sergeant Major, isn't he?
No, he's Sergeant Major. He retired from the Marines as Sergeant Major. They don't.
No.
do salute.
I'm talking about somebody else. Then, you know Charles Ross, his son.
Oh no! I know you talking about the one played basketball in Annapolis. Yeah, he graduated my sister. No, he retired as Sergeant Major. He was at my house about 3 months ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know some Charles Ross.
Yeah, he's young. He behind us.
Hey, well, brothers, it's been a beautiful, beautiful show, man. This has definitely been a very meaningful show for us. But if everybody kind of went through, any last thoughts, anybody you want to thank, anything on your minds before we shut it down?
Thank everybody for tuning in. Thanks for supporting us, supporting the United States military, no matter what branch. We love y'all. We see y'all soon.
Yes.
And thanks for looking at the show and keeping track of the show. We love y'all here on the Night Brother Show. I'm not a night. I'm a day guy, but I grew up in Annapolis Garden. I'm not no Newtown 19 dude, but anyway.
That's right, man.
We appreciate the support that y'all gave on the show. Kenny and Cuz Reno, man.
I
Thank you
like
so
that.
much for your service. A lot of people want, and you got to realize only 10% of the population qualified to go into service.
Wow.
Just 10%.
Yeah,
So,
well, Daddy,
Didn't know that.
I want to give you and Arden some love too, man, for being on the road. You were able to produce a top-notch show for the guys, and we just appreciate
I'm pro.
you, man. You guys put a show in. You guys as well, man.
All right.
Super dope producer.
All right, y'all. Peace and love. Thank y'all tonight, and we will see y'all next week.
Peace, love, and blessings.
Good night.
Peace and love.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Cuz.
Love y'all.
Talk to you later, Kenny.
Peace, love, and blessings.
All right, Reno. Thank you, Reno.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank the Night Brother. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
you.
Cuz.
Appreciate
brother.
your time.
All right.
Thank you.